Welcome to another film in the series Practical Gundog Training. So this exercise I'm going to go through today with Twig came about from me watching one of the Cocker Championship DVDs fairly recently, and a scenario came up where a little dog was sent out on a retrieve for a shot bird. As it went out, it nearly got to where the bird was, and another one got up and they shot that as well, which fell in line but further back. And basically what happened was the dog marked the second bird down, forgot about the first one, went straight past that and picked the second one. It got me thinking that actually that's quite a scenario that could happen any day when shooting. So I thought I'd come out today with Twig and try and recreate that scenario using dummies and a dummy launcher. I've never tried this with her before. We've done distractions where I've sent her for a dummy, stopped her, fired another one off in an opposite direction. You may have seen that on a previous video. But this scenario where I'm sending her out for one that she's seen, stopping her, and then put another one right over the back of her, telling her to ignore that and still pick the first one, is a brand new exercise for her. And like I try to do all the time, this is totally fresh. I've not practiced it. So you'll see where she goes wrong and hopefully where she goes right. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. If you do, please subscribe. A lot of people watch these videos but don't actually subscribe. That helps if you do. That just helps the logarithms and obviously pushes me further up the YouTube channels. Also, please like it. Feel free to comment if there's any exercises you feel like you'd like to see. Then again, just put it in the comments and I'll do my best to try and set them up. And last of all, please pass it on to anybody else that you feel this might be of use to. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. So in order to train this exercise, I've started off by sitting Twig out in front of me, and you'll see there I put a blue RRT target dummy just behind her. So we're going to start off really simply. I'm going to leave her there and I'm going to throw another dummy past that one. So this is going to be the more tempting one for her because this is going to be the last one to go out. It's the one with the movement, so that's the one she's going to want to go for. But I wanted to pick that one first, come back, and then I can send her for the second one. So this is setting up in very, very easy, straightforward situation for the dog to understand, and then we'll progress it on, setting up that scenario that I mentioned in the intro. So got her set up, target dummy out in front of me, and this one is going to go over the top of her and past the other dummy. So that one now is the more exciting one because obviously it's being thrown out and the movement of that. But I don't want her to pick that one, I want to pick this first one. So whistle's in my mouth. First time I've done this with her, so I have no idea what we're going to do, and like always I will show you the good, bad and the ugly. So we'll see what happens. Fuck! You pick that first one and ignored the second one. That's good. Good girl. Good girl. Now I'll just send her for that second one. Fetch it. That's good. Good girl. Good. Twig's done that quite nicely, so we'll move on another step now. So what I'm going to do this time is throw my dummy out, send her for it, stop her, throw my second dummy over the top of her and past the first one. So this is building up to that exact scenario that I mentioned at the beginning in the intro. So first dummy's going out. I've got to put it out far enough to make sure that I can stop her halfway. Get my other dummy ready. Fetch it. Stop her. Sit. Good girl. Second dummy's gone over the top of that one, over the top of her. And I want her to pick the first one. You'll have to excuse me talking with my whistle in my mouth. Whack! Good girl, yes, good girl. Good girl. Fetch it. That was lovely, that was absolutely perfect. Very happy with that. Come back round on the second one. So before I go through this exercise, I just want to point out these brand new dummies from RRT. They're launcher dummies. They're made of the same kind of material that the torpedoes are, but they're like a hexagonal shape, and I've just found them absolutely brilliant. Black and white in colour, so the high contrast. And I just find, as well as off of the remote launchers, they work really well off the Lucky launcher. These are available from Full Pip. Go and visit the site. Anyway, what we're going to do with this one, we are going to throw my dummy out, just a normal canvas dummy. I'm then going to stop her like I've done before, and then I'm going to fire this over the top of her and the other dummy. Now this is going to be really tempting now, because not only have we got the action of the dummy going out and tumbling, obviously this has got shot scent on it as well, which is used now to picking against a normal canvas dummy. So it's going to be a lot more tempting for her. Anyway, we'll see how we get on. But this now is really stepping up to almost the real thing. I've got Twig sit next to me. We'll put our canvas dummy out first of all. Make sure I'm locked and loaded. Fetch it. Now you can see the way that's hit the ground. That's a lot more tempting for her. So we'll see. There's definitely something over here that she's getting a bit interested. So I've got a further distraction. Sit. Just going to let her settle for a minute. Quite a few deer around in this wood at the moment, and I think she's getting a little bit distracted. Perhaps there's something coming over here. Never mind. We have to try and train in proper scenarios. So she saw that one tumble out there, but we've got the canvas dummy in between that. So we'll see. Well, with that distraction and whatever's going on in here, this is going to be an interesting little scenario now. So we'll see how we get on. Whack! Now, I've let that go because that's exactly what I thought would happen. So we'll see what happens this time. Obviously, the last one there is exactly what I thought she might do. That just proved too tempting for her. So we'll set this up again. I'm going to try and put this dummy a little bit closer and a little bit more visible for her. There we go. Fetch it. Again, you can see she's absolutely locked on that. So what we're going to do this time is just be ready in case she goes wrong and get her to pick that other one. Back. Good girl, yes. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. Fetch it. Good girl. And what I've done is I've set out a blind just about there. I put it right on the side of those reeds there. So this is kind of my final little bit in this little sequence of training, to be honest. What we're going to do is I'm going to fire this dummy launcher out up the track, send her for it. That big tree there is my mark, so I'm going to try and stop her somewhere there, and then I'm going to push her left-handed. Obviously she's going to have the temptation of this launcher dummy out in front. I was quite pleased with what she did in that previous little sequence there, on the canvas dummy, but she'd seen that, so she kind of knew it was there, so it was slightly easier. Got a fly on you there, mate. There you go. Wait. So anyway, it's quite a step up in kind of distraction, handling, control, and everything else. So we're gonna pop our launcher out, our launcher dummy first. Now that hasn't gone terribly far past where I need to put her, so she's not going to be easy. Fetch it. Fetch it. Give her a left hand there. Lovely. Good girl. Good girl. Sit. Good girl. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Fetch it. And you can see how close that other dummy was there. I'm really happy with that. And that's going to do her today. Good girl, well done.